Hello and welcome back to another adventure in crafting. Today I am so excited to share the behind the scenes magic of pulling off the ultimate Red Rose themed event featuring a beloved icon. See how I reused, reduced, and recycled old decor for a budget friendly fall fundraiser. So get ready because everything is coming up roses. When you're designing an event around one person, even an icon like Bernadette Peters, it's both thrilling and challenging to find a theme. For this event, I kept narrowing in on the red rose motif as a nod to her Tony-nominated role as Rose in the 2003 Broadway revival of Gypsy, which, by the way, is a musical I have been obsessed with since I was a kid, and my inner child is screaming. So I crafted a design centered around a bold red theme. The event used 3 different spaces in the building. The lobby served as an arrival area for guests, the library hosted the VIP cocktail hour before the show, and the Marion Huber Theater transformed into the post-show VIP lounge. We kicked things off in the lobby with a subtle rose theme. I wanted the post-show to be the big reveal, so I kept the lobby understated. The idea was to use bold graphics, striking text, and clean backgrounds. We used sleek white linens for the tables, which had stunning rose centerpieces. And behind the bar, I hung 3 oversized posters. The bar was the room's focal point, and the posters became the backdrop that set the vibe. To continue the sharp red lines, we wrapped all the poles in the room with this fun red velvet fabric. Loved the outcome. Kinda can't believe it took me 12 years to think of doing this. Upstairs in the library, we had the VIP pre-show cocktail hour. We kept the white linens and red rose centerpieces going, but the real star was the vintage-looking microphone featured on the food display table. This centerpiece is very near and dear to my heart. It was crafted in 2016 for the opening night of August Wilson's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. During my time at Two River Theater, I've had the honor of designing several events celebrating the work of August Wilson. From the block party for 7 guitars in 2015 to the opening night of King Hedley in 2018, which, by the way, was some of my favorite opening night decor. Thank you very much. Gem of the Ocean, I think that was 2024. And of course, Radio Golf in 2021, which was my very last day before I left on maternity leave. So here I am, 9 months pregnant at an opening night. But by far the most sentimental opening night of the cycle was Ma Rainey in 2016, which was the very first opening night I produced at Two River, which means it's the very first opening night centerpieces I ever made. The design was based on the show art and featured flowers made from red and white music note paper with little turn-of-the-century microphones in the middle. I made these microphones from odds and ends like sewing hoops and candy material, which all in all, I think turned out pretty cool. That is until you see the microphone my dad made. This vintage-looking microphone is an absolute thing of beauty, with all the quirky details that scream Bob Benson. Notice the TRT at the top, and a back that actually looks like a working microphone. Oh, and don't forget, there's a push button on the bottom base. Can you tell how much I love it? For almost a decade, this microphone sat proudly on my desk, and from time to time, I would pull it out for various events, including the Bernadette benefit concert, where it returned to its show-stopping role as the food display centerpiece. It's a piece of my history and a nod to my time producing unforgettable opening nights. And of course, I'm so grateful TRT gave me yet another opportunity to create something so special with my dad. And finally, it's the grand finale, the piece de resistance, the VIP post-show lounge in the Marion Huber Theater.
Ooh la la.
I wanted this room to scream, everything is roses, but roses are expensive, and budgets in nonprofit organizations are very real. But thanks to the fantastic production department, we came up with awesome ways to transform this black box theater into a VIP lounge. I started by using the color red wherever I could. The linens, the flowers, the vases, the chair covers, all were red. We even covered the bars with what was supposed to be apartment-friendly red rose wallpaper, but Thomas has some horror stories about the removal process, so I do not recommend this treatment, but it looked fabulous. The curtains have a fun backstory. Thomas purchased them for a BravoCon booth he designed. I know, he's so cool. However, at just 8 feet tall, they made the room appear stunted when hung. And we wanted to highlight the theater's height. So enter the fabulous costume department. who came up with a brilliant solution. They sewed the ends of two curtains together, extending the height to 16 feet. But it turns out the curtains were all different widths. So with some additional problem solving, they landed on creating this hourglass shape, cleverly concealing the seam line with additional fabric. Yet another story of how creativity thrives in the problem solving and how you can change something from a problem to a beloved feature with just a little help from friends. The highlight of the room was a stunning rose frame that served as the backdrop for Bernadette's toast. It also became a popular spot for guests to take photos. We had fun. We had a lot of fun. This dramatic dream come true was brought to life by Cedric Wright, the extraordinary properties supervisor. After spotting a picture on my inspiration board, Cedric was like, "Why aren't we doing this?" And I was like, "I don't know how to." And he was like, "Yeah, but I do." And despite having 1,000 other things to do, he served the drama, and I am so grateful for it. Just stunning. Stunning. Ugh, I love it. And a special shout out to our lighting designer, Sue, who always knows how to light my heart. Just look at those spotlights on the tables. And by the way, she also showed up to serve some drama. Check out the Red Rose Gobos. Red Rose Gobos? Bogos. Gobos? Sue, help me. I think it's Gobos. I'm going to go with Gobos. The lights were awesome. Thanks to the help of the production department, the room was transformed into a sultry, vintage, cabaret Red Rose lounge. And when Bernadette Peters came out for the toast and took the stage in a very stunning red dress, the first thing she said was, "Well, I guess I chose the right dress." And I died there. And now I live in heaven. This event was everything my inner theater kid, who grew up watching and rewatching Annie with her sisters. I mean, it really was just everything I could have hoped for. It was also the last fall fundraiser I produced at Two River Theater, and I couldn't be prouder. It felt like 12 years of experience came together in one spectacular event. Working with such deeply talented people was an absolute blessing, and I am forever grateful for my time there. So thanks for joining me on this journey into the past, and remember, with a little creativity, you can turn any space into something spectacular. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe for more adventures in crafting.